Should Jamaal Charles finish his career in Kansas City? I think there's a couple of things we need to talk about. Hey, I'm out on vacation, but something came up that I wanted to do a quick talk about. And this isn't like a normal episode where I go through details and things. This is really about just starting a discussion. And I think it's important because it was brought up on television last week that Jamaal Charles really ought to end up in Kansas City just for the continuity of it. And you know what? I don't usually talk like a fan, but every now and then when one of my favorite topics comes up, I like to do it. So right now today, I just want to say that leading rusher in terms of yards per carry in history, the Chiefs rusher of note for, I don't know, 30 years probably. You can argue he's the best running back in Chiefs history as well. And I think it is a topic that we should talk about. Yeah, the decision was made to move on from him. Obviously, his health was not perfect. It was slow in recovery from his last ACL, but that was a decision that was made, I think, mostly by John Dorsey. It seemed that there was frustration from the coaching staff, including Andy Reid at the time, and I think that is kind of indicative about the fact that they weren't ready to move on from him in terms of a loyalty standpoint. And now that Dorsey has moved on and is going to be in Cleveland, which good luck with Hard Knocks, by the way, it's one of those things that maybe can be redone. I think there were some hard feelings there, and that's why Charles went to Denver. He does look from the video that he releases on Instagram and other places that he's got some athleticism left in his tank. I thought he looked explosive at times in Denver, although he didn't get as many touches as I thought he should have. Definitely not 100% back to cutting and all that, but he's another year removed with a whole lot less wear on his system in 2017, and maybe in 2018 he's got enough left in the tank that he can be productive for someone. And if he's going to, why not be Kansas City? Now, I know you're going to say, oh, they have a ton of running backs, don't even bother, they don't need him. Well, and that may be true. They're definitely looking to spread around the competition and make it something that's a focus point. So they have a platoon, a large squad of running backs that they can put out in different situations that have slightly different characteristics. But at the end of the day, Jamaal Charles is Jamaal Charles. He can still be a third down back. You can have him for a veteran contract, a veteran minimum contract, which is the point. If he plays on a couple of third downs, if he gets 8 snaps a game, does that really hurt Kareem Hunt that much? No, I don't think so. And I think if he's able to be explosive and help this team, if Pat Mahomes can really start to come on and this team has a chance to move forward in the next season or two, don't you think it's a shame to not have Jamaal Charles with them? I do, and that's just my opinion, but I want to know what you think. If you just found this channel, please subscribe, but more importantly, leave a comment, even if you're not a subscriber. We want to have this conversation because it's important. And if you would like to subscribe, that'd be great. We're growing pretty fast, and we're looking to expand this conversation. I'm going to have a whole lot of content as we get up through training camp, maybe even have some training camp visits and that kind of thing. We have folks that are willing to work with us that have some insight inside the team that maybe most people don't. And you heard some of them on the podcast. Oh yeah, the Locked On Chiefs podcast. If you're not subscribed to that, go check that out. There'll be links in the show notes. But all that's leading up to this conversation, and I think it's important about Jamaal. He's a fan favorite. You've heard me talk about him. He's one of my favorite players of all time for this franchise, and I don't get to geek out fan-wise very often. So I would like to see him come back on a cheap contract, and maybe they can find a way to use him sporadically. It's tough to justify a roster spot, so this is a want, not a need. But I want to know what you think. Do you agree with me? Do you want him back if he'll come? I don't know. But hit those in the spot, and I'm still out on vacation, but I have more coming, and when I'm back at the beginning of June, we'll start having more videos as well. Look for the next one to be out before then, so keep an eye and get those notifications. Thanks for watching this one, and I'll talk to you next time.